Woo! What's happening, y'all? It's Bad Brad, and hoping I've never done one of these impromptu weekday lives. We're hunkering down. The storm is kind of raging outside. I figured while we've got power and while we've got internet, I'll go live because who knows? Power could go out and it could be shut down for a while. So I'm here. If you're here, let me know in the chat. Phoenix, how you doing? Woo! Vamp, how you doing? Just cracked open a Red Bull. Now, as you know, Milton is raging. I might give you guys a, yo, David, how you doing? Has it begun? My office is clearing out as we speak. Shredding, it's pretty windy out there. Well, the news is here. It's been pretty solid rain all day, and it's very windy out right now. So I'm in an interior thing, and we're all just kind of hunkering down and laying low. That's kind of where we're at now. Maybe a little later, I'll take you out on the deck and show you a little bit. But man, it's much better to how you doing, Jack? Howdy. Glad to have you here. Yeah, we're hunkered down. Now, I know everybody's concerned, and that's part of the reason why I wanted to come online to let everybody know that, yes, Tampa is the closest city for us, big city, but we are way inland and north of it. How big of a super chat to take us for a drive in the car? Probably at least $100. Probably at least $100. We're gonna keep the guitar glowing. So many tornadoes on the ground right now. Yeah, maybe it'd be $1,000. Let's say $1,000, and I'll get in the car and give you just a circle around the neighborhood. That would be all I'd be able to do. Yeah, sorry, but I'm not going out there. My wife wouldn't let me leave the house for any. She's gonna probably tell me to not even go out on the deck. I'll probably take you guys out on the deck in a little bit and let you see. But it's best to stay inside, hunkered down. We're ready to ride this out. Our store's closed, Robert is asking. Yes, I heard that the Dollar General up the street closed at 2 o'clock today. I heard that Publix might have been closed even part of yesterday. We are very lucky that we have a Publix right down the street. And we've hit that a couple times, in preparation for this. And so I think we'll be good for a few days. In the meanwhile, we should be all right. Like I said, we are not near Tampa, but please send your prayers up that we are all right. We've got yes, thank you, Aaron. Thank you. We just have to kind of put it in. So Phoenix is saying everything is open in Jacksonville. Now, like I said, I live in this small little tiny town that has like 2 restaurants in it and a nice Publix, and then more businesses and stuff. Hey, how you doing? Thank you, Pedro. We live down the road from, there's more shopping and stuff like that, probably about 15 to 20 minutes down the road. But the little town that we're in is very small. There's not a lot here. Big P, thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the good medicine. I very much appreciate that. So from what I understand, as our neighbors, we have some good neighbors next door, and they've got a generator, and we're helping each other out. My wife's staying in contact with them, so we've made an ally on our new street with our new neighbors. And I loaned her my dolly that I used for all my gigs. So they've got my gig dolly, and my wife's like, well, you don't need it right away. I said, not unless I get a gig. Ace is just a puppy and is just full of himself. And he is not aware of anything but what he wants. So Ace right now is in his carrier, and he's just kind of playing with his blanket and chilling. he has no idea of anything that's going on other than his needs. But as long as he's chill and quiet, that's a good thing. So yeah, he's in his carrier. Mia's in her room watching the Ninja Turtles. The wife's in the living room watching TV, and we've had the news on all day. We're keeping an eye on this thing, and letting you guys know that we're all right. That's really a big part of why I went live now. It's not normally something I would do. Normally my wife would be, just handling work stuff and doing, how are the conditions there now? It's very windy. It's very rainy. I would not recommend anybody going out in it. You can hear the gusts of wind out there. You can see the trees, doing like this. Hopefully the lights stay on. That's the thing that I'm hoping for, Corinne, is that the lights stay on. But if they don't, we'll make do. We'll make do. And I've told people on this, I've got a stockpile of videos ready to go. Thank you, John. Thank you. We will stay safe. We will, with God's help, we will stay safe. Thank you, Gib Les Paul. Thank you. We'll just, we just have to have some luck. I've been very lucky to live through earthquakes and tornadoes and now hurricanes. And we just have to, leave it up to the man in the sky, right? The spirit in the sky. So everybody get those thumbs up. I'm going to let you know, what's going on here in Milton. We can talk music. We can try to get our minds off this for a little while, because it is a heavy thing to, when you're in a city and it almost reminds me of the COVID thing, or when LA had the riots, the Rodney King riots, and everybody's holed up. Were you in Nashville during the floods? Yes, I was, Steve. Man, now that was something else. Nashville had torrential rain. What's up, X5? Thank you. Man, and as I was telling everybody, I was supposed to fly to X5 Friday and go tape an episode of the amazing X5 podcast, which has Dee Snider right now, so make sure you go watch that. I was supposed to do that this weekend, the rocky opportunity of a lifetime. Apollo Creed has now, X5 is giving me a chance to get in the ring one more time. And but that's going to have to be postponed. So that is going to be postponed. I'm going there October 26th, I believe it is. And that should air shortly after that. But man, salute to them, because I had to let their producer know that this was coming, when it was coming, and all that. And then he got word that, man, flights could be grounded, all kinds of things. So they had to scramble and make other plans and rebook my flight for a few weeks down the road. Paul is here, and he will be moderating with a velvet glove, because we're all, we have such a good group. Thank you, Charles. We have such a good group of people every day that watch this channel, and man, the Breakfast Club every morning. Yeah, X5 are cool guys as hell, man. I mean, just giving a bum the chance of a lifetime, and I say that with love in my heart, because, I am not Dee Snider or Doc McGee or all that, but I've got an amazing, incredible story to tell, and that's why I've got such amazing people that tune in and watch my videos every day, and man, it's become a family. So, kudos to them. Played in a dust storm before. Cymbals were flying. Big P, man, that must have been something else. Yeah. Usually, yes, I'm dry, Jimmy. Everybody salute Jimmy, the first member of my channel. We are extremely dry, Jimmy, and I want Jimmy to know, because he was very concerned. We are way away from Tampa, and we're in a very small town, and we're way inland and way away from water, and it's a new development, so there's not a lot of old trees and stuff. So the only concern is, construction debris. But you just can't. What would we do? Get in a car and then what? I just drive back to Nashville. I mean, we left everything in Nashville, except for my dad, and he's got a full house. So we really have to kind of just do what we're gonna do here. There's tornadoes too. Your car might go flying. Jimmy, my car's in the garage. My wife's car's in the garage. And we're gonna have to just hunker down blues, baby. I got that hunker down blues, baby. Oh yeah. So we're just gonna have some fun, right? We're gonna have a little fun, enjoying each other. Thank you guys for joining me on this, man. Because so I want to send a shout out. Everybody knows that my friend Eric Blue pops in on the channel every time. I produced his yacht rock album, Midnight Glow, and I played in his band in Nashville for the last, 10 plus years, right? And well, it's basically was voted on for last year, but the Eric Blue Band has been voted one of the top 3 bands, live bands in Nashville. So, and Eric reached out and said, hey, you guys, are the reason, granted, Eric is an amazing performer and we had an amazing female singer. I'm telling you, the best I've ever heard ever. And we get up there and we rip. And so his band was voted one of the top 3 live music bands in Nashville. Now, I don't know whether it was 3, 2, or 1. That depends on the voting. But we had to reach the preliminary, be outvoted by all the other groups listed in the category to make one of the top 3. And that's going to be announced, I think, on December 29th. They're having some, big ceremony and all that. So I'm a huge part of that because I put in the work with that band for years. I am the hurricane magnet, yes. Yeah, man, Raquel Jackson is the singer. She is incredible. I'm telling you, she's the best. And I told her to her face. I said, "You are the best." And I've had to be a band leader on other gigs where she's on it. And I've had people. I said, "Look, man, make sure you learn the songs." So, well, what? I said, you need to make sure you can play this in all 12 keys because that singer is going to modulate. And I said, and if you don't learn it, she's going to give you the look of death. Well, I don't care. I said, let me tell you something. She is the best singer I've ever heard in my life. And she expects you to nail it. So nail it. So I was making them run we're going to modulate. This girl does Love on Top. Raquel, Raquel, Jackson. I don't think she has any music albums out. She does a little bit of social media. She don't play. She's a working singer around town. Dude, the lead singer for Leatherwolf, bro, is the greatest in the world, bro. I can't spell it in the chat. Dude. She is incredible. So as I was explaining, she does this Beyonce song, Love on Top. Yeah, it's not a metal song, I get it. But it starts in C, and she modulates all the way from C. For all my music friends out, she modulates all the way up till she gets to G. And that song, if you listen to the original melody, it has these high, those bird octaves in there, and she nails it. Dude, she nails it all the way up to G. It was just something, the power. And she would tell you, "Oh, I'm a soft singer. She takes it up to G, and she hits every single note." And it was a whole system. You'd have to watch her. She'd cue you, and she would do about 5 or 6 modulations, and then you'd see her go like this, and she'd kind of do a little walk around, take a little sip of water, give herself a little breath, and she'd probably be around G-E, probably be around E then. And then she'd turn around and she'd go, psh, and she'd keep going up. Brad shared a clip of her on one of the videos. Yeah, I think I did. Just a short clip. You know, you can't post cover songs because you could get demonetized. But man, I miss playing with the Eric Blue band. Maybe we can, do some stuff. We need to probably, if we win this, then I'm gonna say, Eric, we need to record everybody and just to have it for one single and put it out. It doesn't even matter if nobody hears it, just to have it. Black 22, see, Eric, and Black Tim Hardiman is Black 22 Productions, everybody, a great film producer, and he, Eric Blue has a music video called 58 Takes, and Tim Hardiman produced that video, and it is on YouTube. So Google Eric Blue 58 Takes, and you'll see a video. And it's a chill. Now this is a chill song. There's no Raquel in this song. It's a yacht rock, smooth Steely Dan style groove with Wes Little from Robin Ford's band on drums, and Paul Chapman on bass. Amazing Paul Chapman. They play with Colt Ford and people for eons. And that is a killer tune. Mr. FMP is in the house. Very Steely Dan vibes. Yes. It is Steely Dan. I mean, that was when I heard, I played with Eric for years, and I thought, man, thank you, Dwayne. Thank you. Yes, we are hunkered down and riding it out. It's really the best we can do. Oh, it feels good to have a little Red Bull on a weekday afternoon. So, we're staying safe here, man. Everybody get those thumbs up. I'm letting y'all know how it is down here. And, I'm not gonna name the city we're in, but we are way inland. So we should be okay. But, man, I understand there's pop-up tornadoes. There's all kinds of stuff going on. Thank you, Brian. Go pound the skins, bro. Yes, I'm not gonna suggest anybody stop practicing. You gotta practice. You know what I'm saying? You gotta practice. So, hoping for your safety. Thank you. Yeah, I think so, man. I think so, Iron Man. I think it's gonna be something, And rock you like a Milton. That's a good one. Yeah, man. It is an interesting times to be living, right? For all of us. For me to be able to sit here and broadcast. It's maple, and this is not, now look, the widest necks are the Charvel like style necks, or like my tees. Those are even wider than this. This has actually got a slight amber tint to it. You can't really see, but yeah. I just found your channel, and it's during a hurricane. Dude, you're awesome. Thank you. Terry, I am so glad to hear you. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the like button, and I'm sure most of the people that watch this channel know, but when you subscribe to the channel and you hit the like button every time you see a video, it helps the channel greatly. And the more thumbs up and the more subscriptions we get, the more cool stuff we'll get to do. The more cool interviews. I've got interviews coming up with some amazing musicians. I got a killer one coming up. I'm going to put it out Sunday. Yes, Sunday morning, Eastern Standard Time. And Stuart, don't sell yourself. Thank you, Dan. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. I've always tried to stay humble. That's really what it's more about, because there's always somebody better, right? So yeah, FMP, you're in the Keys, right? How is it down there? How is it? Yeah, let me know. Let me know how it is down there, man. Oh, we got a special guest. We've got our first guest of the day, and we're gonna bring her on camera. Everybody say, let me lower the camera a little bit for Mia. There we go.
Hi.
So Mia, are you okay? Everybody's good?
Yeah.
And can you say hi to everybody?
Hi.
And that's my friend Tim. See, these are all people commenting, and they're all saying hello. Isn't that awesome?
Mhm.
So what do you have to say?
I got to the Mia concert.
Welcome to the Mia concert, see? Say hi. Everyone's saying hi.
Hi.
All right, you're going to go watch your TV show? Is that what you're going to do? No, you can have that last one, and that's it. She's stealing my cough drops. She loves cough drops, and that's just the way it is. So let me close this door. And yeah, that's the deal. Does she show any interest in guitar? Yeah, she said the other day, yeah, she's always singing or playing or something, but she likes, I think, the idea of the colors. Like she said the other day, I told her, I said, if you wanted to play bass, I could teach you how to play bass pretty easy. Basic bass skills. Thumping the root so you don't get the boot. And she said, you can? And I said, yeah. She says, well, I want a red bass with a lightning sticker. I said, well, what about a Ninja Turtle sticker on it? She says, oh yeah. I said, well, maybe for Christmas, maybe we can get you a bass guitar. So yeah, Mikey, what's happening, brother? Maybe we'll get her a bass guitar. I'm thinking, hey, Purge, we're just doing a little chat. I'm riding out the hurricane here with the fam. We're kind of chilling. Future Ninja on the bass. Man, she could be. And I've got basic bass skills. I can play bass with my fingers, which is, that's the next step. Once you play bass with your pick, and that's what most guitar players do when they pick up a bass, is they play with a pick. Thank you, Purge. Thank you. And so, but basically, once you start hearing the sound of fingers on a bass, yeah, I wish you could control it, FMP. So, then you graduate to fingers. So I used to sit around and practice playing scales and stuff like that on bass, because I had my roommate that I did the interview with, John Billings. He's got tons of chops and tons of finger and thumb, type stuff. So I would watch him play stuff with his fingers. So then when he'd go to work, I'd pick up his bass and I would work on my bass playing, because I used to always play bass on my demos and stuff like that. So, and I still do. And I think I've gotten better at thinking like a bass player, because the hard thing about playing bass, if you're a guitar player, is it's a totally different thought process. It's a totally different feel. Playing bass is ones and threes, a lot of it, right? It's hitting, at the top of the measure. And on guitar, I can wait till the one goes by and hit something, or I can, play all within the thing. Dude, how are you going to keep that Amazon wig on your head throughout the hurricane? Dude, I've got a new technique to the wig. I took a staple gun and I stapled it into my skull. Now, it only bled for about 8 days, and it started to turn green. But I think, dude, I think I've now got the most totally awesome, realistic looking wig in the business. I think I do. I really think I do. It only bled for like 8 days and turned green. It was only 8 days, bro. So yeah, man, that's what's happening. 73 people in here. Let's get those thumbs up. I just appreciate the gig wig, dude. It's only got 4 strings. Now, see, bass is tough though. But see, when I was a kid, and I lived in a small town, there weren't a lot of bass players, and so I knew this one kid, and he looked like a bass player. He had the rock and roll hair, all that. I said, dude, you need to play in my band, get you a bass. So he got himself a bass, and I'd go over to his house, and he'd be half baked, when I'd go over there. But I would teach him the notes. Here's the notes on the neck. Now here's the chords to this song, and I want you to go dung 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 dung, and darn it, if he wasn't able to get through the songs and play bass in a rock and roll band that quick. So Eric, thank you so much. That is very much appreciated. Hey man, I love it. 99 cents is great. The Bad Brad Shag. That sounds like a North Carolina surf song, right? What's that? Greetings from Cali. All right, Juice. Yeah, get a drum machine to work your bass chops. I used to just run things, on bass. I would play whatever I played, on guitar. I would practice it on bass. But you have to think of a different mentality. And once you've figured out how to play the root and play that in time, then you got to start playing some of the upper, the third, and moving around, doing all those cool moving things. The great bass players can do these things that are just, it's bubbling up under the surface, and it doesn't distract from the tune, but you just hear this melodic movement of the bass. It's like they're composing, they're making your composition sound way cooler than it is. So that's when you get to that top level of bass playing with nuance and sophistication that doesn't distract from the song, but takes that basic song and makes it incredible. And even just in a very simple way, if you got a song where it's, 1, 6, 4, 5, and then, it holds on the 1 for a while, just going up to the third, maybe on the last chorus, and riding that third out instead of, the 1, and doing stuff like that. It's man, you really, as decent as I can play bass, if I really want something to sound great, I gotta hire somebody to play bass, man. I gotta hire an actual bass player. It can elevate your recordings so much. So yeah. So anyway, we are here. We are live. It is 82 people. The use of space, Miles Davis approach. Yes, space and where you put it is some of the most important things that you can do. It's hard to find a good bass player. There was a shortage in Nashville. Gib, you can, man, it never hurts to pick up a bass. Because look, I gave a guitar lesson to a bass player a couple of weeks ago. And the cool thing was he already knew 4 of the strings. So, it was like, dude, well, you know this pattern? Well, look, it's just up here on guitar. The B and the E string is kind of the tricky thing on a guitar, because in relation to how the other strings is just this pattern, the B and E, you got to shift up a note. Thank you, Nikos. Man, we're not brave. We're just, you've got to clear the roads. We were basically told this area, hey, Moss, what's happening? See you later, Moss. Thank you for being here, brother. My good friend, Moss Tejada. So yeah, sporting a Stingray. Yeah, you got a Stingray, Pedro? I love a Stingray bass. Big tornadoes in your air. Where are you, Brad? I am watching Storm Chasers. We are near Leo University, St. Leo, I think it's called. I don't give my specific location out, but we're near that. If that gives you anybody some more, thank you, Moss. Learning sixth string. Amazing what you say about bassists. I get that compliment that I think like a bassist. Well, thinking like, man, if you could think like a bassist, that's a great skill for a guitar player. And start paying attention to, I through the 80s, most of the bass players I played with on the back half of the 80s, the Sunset Strip guys, most of those guys, they didn't know how to do melodic movement and do the cool stuff. And I didn't really know it enough to teach them how to do it, but I would try to show little things like play this pattern, or just try to get them away from just playing eighth notes on the root all night. That gets boring after a while. Now, take care, Paul. Thank you for being here. Mike is here, is moderating with the velvet glove. We don't have to do a whole lot of moderating in here because we've got such cool people in here. Jimmy James is the original first member of the channel. So yeah, thank you, Paul, for being here. Thank you, Mike, for being here. Those guys have been so kind to come in and when they can moderate. Michael Anthony left flaming bags at the VH porches. I never heard that, FMP. I don't know anything about that. Woo! Woo! So, what do you guys want to know? Was Bob Daisley in Uriah Heep? I think Kerslake was, right? The drummer? Right? Am I right? Or no, Kerslake the bass player? I'm confused, man. I'm confused. Shredding has got to play. You got a gig tonight, man. Well, good luck on that. Yeah, Lee Kerslake, man. And Lee Kerslake passed, right? It's a sad story about him, wanting to get his plaques for his work on the Ozzy stuff. It's so confusing with the Ozzy, using a different rhythm section on the record, but everybody associated, yes, I do, FDRE. Everybody associated Lee isn't he on both of the first two Ozzy albums? Thank you, Terry. Dude. Yeah, I think Kerslake and Daisley are on both Ozzy albums. Those albums were done both albums were done back to back almost, and then released. Can you talk about air gigs? I'm interested in trying it. Well, Joey, what do you want to know about air gigs? Do you want to make money or do you want to hire people on air gigs? What's the percentage of guys using amps versus modelers? John, that's a good question. What's the percentage of guys using amps versus modelers? Downtown, it might be as much as 50%, 50-50. I've talked about in the past, if you're facing Broadway and facing the Cumberland River, the side with Kid Rock's Honky Tonk, I've heard that whole side of the street now is pretty much modelers. And then probably the other side, I mean, dude, it actually might even be 70%, 30. So be hired. Oh, Joey, you want to be hired. Joey, do you have any experience with, what do they call it, dating apps? Joey, do you have any experience with dating apps? And why? I'll tell you why I asked that. And I could probably shoot a whole video on this, but air gigs and dating apps and things like that, to me, they're very similar, because if you're not getting any clicks, you can join air gigs, but what is your angle? What is your experience? You're going to need a good bio. You're going to need good pictures. You're going to need good samples of your playing, professionally recorded samples of what you do, and maybe some stuff with some names on it. And so that's the thing about air gigs. it's this: if you're on air gigs and you're not getting any hits. Now, I got my most work on there. I'm still going, Joey. This is a long topic. I was still going on there, and the most money I made was during the COVID thing because everybody was home. Some people had COVID money, and they started putting it into. Somebody was putting. Oh man, I lost my train of thought because FMP said something hilarious in the chat. The thing with I was making more money on air gigs during COVID. I'm not really, really pushing it right now because I'm spending so much time on YouTube. But you can hire me on air gigs to play on your tracks. And the thing was, you got to adjust your rate, your price. You got to look at what the other players are charging. You've got to maybe come in a little competitively less at first, build some reputation, build some clients. So I built just maybe a couple of clients that would hire me over and over and over again. And they would ask me to do 1 minute. They would ask me to play, metal, like the heaviest, like where it's a different riff every bar. You guys are all on it. Y'all are cracking me up in the comments. You need the wig to get the gig, bro. Thank you. Live free, doesn't care if I whisper. Well, man, man, yeah, people, man. So if y'all haven't seen it, I've got my story about my first road gig and how I was fired, right? And it was a 3-week run all through like the northern Midwest. And man, it was fun and wild and my first experience. And a lot of people watched that. That video got last I checked, 16,000 views. And I'm thinking, man, no problem, Joey, no problem. But the reason why, I'll go back to air gigs. The reason why I called it's like a dating app. If you're not getting any hits on your dating app, and this is, before I was married, if you're not getting any hits on your dating app, you've got to adjust your picture. You've got to adjust your bio. You've got to, you got to work on these things. Youngsville, how you doing? Thank you, will do. And it's the same way on air gigs. If you're not getting any hits, adjust your rate, adjust your bio, adjust your sound samples, adjust your pictures. Work it, and then use there's a thing where you can get your profile featured on the main page. You have to pay for that, but that will basically get you on the front page and maybe get you some hits. And you probably have to start out cheap to get it going. But once you build some clients, then you can have some steady clients that'll use you. Why did you get fired from that gig? Freddie, you're gonna have to go back and watch the video, my friend. You're gonna have to go back and watch. I need the views and the clicks and the likes. Yeah. So if you haven't watched that video, 17K on that video, and the lesson I learned I was like, well, dude, I should have gotten fired more often. Dude, if I can get 17K for getting fired, man, I should have. If I'd known now, no, I didn't. Don't spread those kind of rumors. If I could get that many views for getting fired, dude, I should have gotten fired. I should have gone around every time I got a gig. I should have gotten fired. I should have gotten fired more, dude. I should have just been a complete, it's called My First Road Gig Fired or something like that. And it's like the story. That's what it is, Jimmy. It's on my page. And you may have seen it, Jimmy, because it was in the member section for a long time. It was in the member section. But the crazy thing is, man, I shot that video, I don't know, probably maybe 2 months ago. and it's been in the member section all that time, and I'm releasing videos. It's kind of like, I put out videos and fired it. Yes, that's it. That's it, Jimmy. No. Nobody sticks up for you. When it's your turn to go, when you get canned, you're on your own, man. Your best friend. And I've been on gigs with my best friends. And when it's your time to go, you got to go. And it's like, that they're still your friend, and that everything's cool, but you're now out of that world, and you go about your business for a while, and they'll continue on the road, and eventually they'll get canned or they'll quit or something, and then you guys will reconvene and be like, dude, and they'll go, yeah, dude, the same thing happened to me. And I'm like, well, it's like, what was it? Somebody told me we've got a guy with our builder, and I had a run-in with this guy. Like, dude, this guy made me so mad. I had to walk away. I'm trying to explain to him things that need to be fixed on the house, and he's just trying to act like he's so smart, and you're wrong, and this. And I go, dude, it's not your job to sit there and try to, you're so smart and do this. You need to just listen to what's going on. We're having issues with the house, and your job is to stand there and go, okay, I'll figure out a way to fix this. But the guy is such a jerk, and I thought it was just me. But then I'm hearing everybody in the neighborhood is like, the husbands can't stand the guy. I don't even want to meet with the guy because he's just such a jerk. So what'll end up happening, you'll get canned and you feel really bad that you got canned. And then you'll hear some other nonsense that your friend had to go through and they get canned. And then you realize, well, man, it's rough out there. And whether you last 3 weeks or you last 3 years or 27 years, all gigs end at some point in time, right? That's the moral of that story. But man, we've got 93 people in here, and we need to get that thumbs up. Let's get the thumbs up. We're talking Milton. We're riding the storm out here. You guys, should I try to show you what's going on outside? Should I try to show you that? All right, go with me here. I'll give you guys a quick, while we got this large group in here, and we'll just give them a glimpse of what's going on outside. Let's see it. Can you guys see out this one? See that? It's torrential downpour going outside. So here we are, and it's not too windy right now, but you could see the trees kind of blowing a little bit. You can see we've got tons of water building up here. Tends to create a swimming pool, and that was the issue that I'm having with the builder. But we'll get that straight. But it's actually not too bad right now. So it's raining like crazy. Yeah. So see, Mike, that's another thing. We're battling with this builder, right? Because they don't have gutters, and it's causing all this water to pool up here. But here's the thing. There is no mandatory gutters in the codes here in Florida. So because the builder wants to cut costs, they don't put gutters in. Okay, Mia, get back inside. Get back inside. Daddy's coming back inside and shutting the door. I just wanted to show them. Okay. So, they don't put gutters on the houses, but we have got them because we're getting all that water pooling there, which is impeding our ability to get out the front door. We've got them to agree to put gutters in, but they still haven't done it. Yeah, so Freddie's got the same issue. I never experienced a house without gutters. And look, dude, it rains here every day. When is the eye supposed to come over, get on them gutters, but you have foundation problem? Yeah, you're right, bud. And we've been waiting. The guys had weeks. Oh, well, I don't have, they're just stalling and stalling. We've been telling them about this for so long. Thank you, Jimmy. We will be okay here. We will be safe. And man, thank you for being here. Yeah, there's no basements. Yeah, guitar dog, yes. Yeah, we will, there's more stories, and if you join the channel and become a member, there's all kinds, there's some crazier stories than that in the member section, and I think it's just $2.99 a month. So if you want more of those kind of stories, I've got them already there. Just like the video that came out yesterday, they got 17,000 views, which is pretty good, man, for just somebody just standing there telling a story. That video, and I'd had in the members channel for, I don't know, probably 2 or 3 months. There's tons of videos in the members section. So, and I'm always putting out content. I think I put together 2 or 3 videos today. Those all got dumped and released into members. Members get all access. So you get 1 video so far a day, sometimes 2 or 3, depending on how the numbers are, because I've got to keep my numbers up to keep the lights on. This is how I'm paying our bills right now. So this is like situation critical that I have to get a certain amount of views, and I watch that thing all day. And if a video's not doing well, and I just send a new one. FMP, it does not come with the members only jacket, but you know what? That's a good idea. Let's get those likes up. Thank you, Big P. Yeah, get the likes up, get the subscribes up. It helps the channel. If you guys enjoy what I'm doing, am I allergic to working? Thor, no, absolutely not. And let me tell you something. Running this channel has been more hours and more work than anything I've ever done in my life. So, yeah. Thor, that was no need to throw that comment out there. I've worked for 40 years in the music business, and so this is what I'm doing now. So yeah, shredding, it's not so, I actually enjoy it. I actually enjoy the process, but you also have to, when the inspiration is there, you've got to grab it. And thank you, Mike. Thank you, Ben. Thank you. Dude, it's a lot of work. It's not physical grinding work like, getting on a roof, but it is tough work because of the amount of hours that I have to spend doing this. So I'm building a business right now. I'm building this channel. I'm slowly getting my videos better quality. So yeah, figuring out software. I'm working with some new software now. I've been putting these little in my transitions before where it just be a quick, cut, and where I'm editing out, like maybe I say the wrong word or whatever. I'm just putting these little glitch transitions. So let me know when you see these newer videos coming out and you see these glitch transitions. Let me know if you think it's too much. I think it's kind of cool to just break up the video where I'm like saying something and there's a pause or something that I cut out. And I just put a little transition, and sometimes it blends the phrase. Yeah, Mike. So what did you think about that? I mean, at first I was using it too much. Eric, thank you, brother. So I was there's Eric Blue, everybody. I was telling everybody that Eric Blue Band has been voted one of the top 3 live music bands in Nashville. And that's our band that we played for years, dude. Been playing for decades. So yeah, everybody salute Eric, because that is incredible, dude. I was looking at the thing, yeah, getting so and we might have been voted number 1. I don't know, but yeah, and we didn't top 3. We're in the top 3, dude. So that needs to be the headline of your website right now, Eric, to get your bookings. Now we just need you to book some stuff down here so I can, so I can play some gigs. Yes, indeed. That isn't. I was telling them about 58 Takes, the music video. Tim Hardiman was in here earlier. I was telling them about Raquel, how incredible she is. And yeah, plugging all that stuff. So man, that is really something in a town like Nashville with all the bands. Eric doesn't. Hey, now look, see, I was the guy in the band with the wig. Eric is smooth like Telly Savalas. Thank you. We'll know in a few weeks. Working on booking. Awesome. Yeah, man, book some stuff down here. I would love that, dude. Yeah, that is a hell of an honor, dude. Because here's the thing, mostly what we do is private parties. So it's not even like we're down on Broadway, like beating it up. We're just, yeah, Eric is aerodynamic. It's not like we're just playing down on Broadway, man. We're playing the high dollar gigs. And that is a super thing. That is a really something that you can put and, and dude, wouldn't it be crazy if you won? It would be well deserved. But man, you know how it is in this business, man. You can be kicking butt your whole life and never get voted in something like that. And we didn't rig the voting. Dude, didn't know you were on. Oh, Big D, glad to have you here. Do you play drums as well? I only played a little bit of drums when I was a kid. I would play on whatever drummer would leave their drum kit at the house. I'd get behind the kit and play. But I started noticing, man, it takes a toll on your hands. And so when I started noticing that, then I pick up my guitar and I can't play the guitar good. A lot of them live free. Thank you so much. Thank you. That is amazing. That is amazing. What is this mysterious thing you speak of? So Eric Blue band for years. Eric was leading his own band and the number one party band, it's actually NOPB, which was one of the big corporate CEO weddings. So there would be times where we would have 3 bands out on a weekend. And so sometimes you'd get Eric Blue running a band, you'd have me running a band, and you'd have somebody else running 3 different bands on the same night. But all kind of booked under Eric's umbrella. And we kept a standard. The standard was, we get the best players we can get, and we run the songs, boom, boom, boom. No set lists, 3 bands in one night. And I remember one time, I think we had 3 bands going, and I did a double. So I led a gig at where was it? Somewhere Belmead Country Club or something like that, or Belmead one of those places. And then and that was like a noon to like 3 or something like that. And then I hauled my butt home real quick, took a shower, and then drove down to Murfreesboro and played another one the same night. And I was super happy that day because that, you play 2 where you're the leader on 2 gigs back to back like that. I knew I was going to be tired, but I knew, look, man, that was like, dude, I accept your challenge. It was kind of like, hey, can you go do this and then go do the other one? Because, man, the other bands, they had other bands going out. So you have to put together, and I had different players on each gig. I had another band waiting for me down in Murfreesboro, and you've got to know what each guy in the band knows, what songs to play, what songs you can call, what songs you can't call. And, man, we were working our butts off, dude. We had a lot of dates, but there was a shake up with that whole, thing. And it's now Eric Blue, boom. And that's been the focus on that, because the NOPB thing, there was a split off and some, and all that. But man, yeah, we would always have good players, and man, having Raquel on vocals, dude. Yeah, man, Freddie, it is tough to do that, but man, that's what we've been doing in Nashville for years. So, calling players, pickup players, knowing what each guy knows. I knew when I got to the first gig, I had an R&B male singer that was really good. You kind of just let him do his thing. And then on the second gig, I had a female singer and then a keyboard player that could sing about 2 or 3 songs. And then I knew I could sing, a few songs, and a couple horns, a bass, and drums. So it was a totally different lineup and different players, on each gig. And, we just, you do the best with the tools you got, and some gigs you and Tom should team up. Robert, I'm not in Nashville anymore. So I used to go to Bukavac's. He had a guitar shop in Berry Hill. And I talked to him a few times. I went in there. I bought this amp right here, this Vibrolux Reverb. You can see that's a 70s Vibrolux Reverb that's like in mint condition for an amp that old. And that's my only interaction really with him was that. But he's way on his way. He's way ahead of me in this YouTube thing, and I kind of represent a different perspective. I'm more the gigging guitar player as far as doing the corporate stuff and the weddings and and all that. And I did the touring thing for a while, and I've done sessions and I've produced records and done some different stuff. But he's a different player in a different like a TV or something even at night when I'm going to sleep, or the ring drives me insane. Freddie, I like the sound of a fan. I run a fan when I sleep, but I don't have. People are talking about tinnitus. I don't have that. Then drive right after do a lounge gig like 40 miles away. Those days are over. Yeah. So yeah, we would playing a company picnic party, then drive right after to do a lounge gig like 40 miles away. Those days are over. Are you not doing doubles like that, Eric, anymore? Man, it comes down to the money. Bottom line, it's like, do I need the money? Mike's got his wife snoring to keep him from hearing his ears ringing. I don't have tinnitus. I've had a little bit of ringing, but it's gone away, and I don't have any hearing issues. I can hear. One way to test your ears is to rub your fingers together like that. If you can hear the sound of the skin rubbing together, that means you've got good ears still. So I'm lucky, man. Max, that's a good one. I don't think I could sleep to that. Every now and then solo stuff, then band stuff. Yeah. Polishing up this Red Bull. I'm probably going to have to attend to the family soon. It'll be dinner time soon. Ace, welcome. We're doing all right here. We're riding the storm out. We're having a good time. We're doing a little chat. Please, everybody, get the thumb. Well, we've got 80 thumbs up and 81 people in here. So probably everybody in here has hit that thumbs up, and that helps this channel immensely. Man, like I was telling everybody today, I was supposed to go film X5 podcast that weekend, and now that's been moved to the weekend of October 26th. Will do, Eric. Thank you. Yeah, Robert, this live stream will be saved on the channel. All my live streams are up, and you can go watch them at any time. And if you become a member of the channel, there's access to even more videos. And yeah, I'm always shooting content. I'm doing it every day. There may come a time when I can get away with doing one really, intensive video with production values and all that. But for now, man, people like to hear the real. And thank you, Freddie. Thank you. We're hanging in there. And I will continue to do this as long as we have power and internet. I will continue to update and pop in on here, maybe even later tonight. We'll see. Yeah, if they're recorded, are they still considered live? No, they're not technically live. Exactly. But, just like, for some people, they like it. It's we're here for the human. Yeah, that's it, Pedro. So I'm always going to keep things human and real, and less edited and more real. And I'm going to give my perspective. But there could be, a time down the road where I only have to put out 1 or 2 videos a week. But for now, man, I'm grinding, and you're going to at least get 1 new video every day. 8 a.m., The Breakfast Club, Eastern Standard Time. I always put out a new video, so look for it. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. Wow. So Jeffro is saying all 25 Waffle Houses. Awesome, J. St. J. Thank you. Yeah, Breakfast Club is still on, Gib Les Paul. And I will pick a video in the morning. I'll get up and see what I have available, and I'll select one. I've pre-recorded. I pre-record videos all the time, and I kind of get up in the morning and go, what do I think would be good this morning? Oh, this would be a good one, And so I put out. Yeah, it is Pedro, I would imagine, but Pedro, you made this one. So that's why I'll try to mix it up and do some lives at some different times. This is a pop-up live. This wasn't planned. He would probably say wigs, Breakfast Club, and music. Yeah, that would probably be it. Thank you. Longer gear playing intro videos are always interesting too. Well, Freddie, I just shot like a playing video intro thing today. And so there's going to be more of that. Been binge listening to your channel this past week while I work. Awesome. Thank you, King Buddy. Man, it seems like that's what a lot of people enjoy. You can put my videos on and go clean your room, or, get do your work about your house and just hear the stories. And the same thing with these lives. You can go back and, man, I tell some great stories in the live videos. So for people that tune in and want to hear all the stories, sometimes I don't tell I don't tell all the stories in individual videos. Sometimes I just tell stuff, in the lives. And I think, man, I should do a whole video on that. But really, this has just been an incredible journey, and awesome, Maxwell. That is awesome, dude. Maxwell, I'll say this, dude. Yeah, that's awesome. When you play some heavy blues shovels. Thank you, Big P. Yeah, man, I need to play more shuffles though, man. Can't let play because the language. Yeah, Eric, I try to keep it clean. Now, if you watch my interviews, I often can't. Those can be more R-rated, the interviews, because people tell their story. I've got one coming out this Saturday. Just so you know, I've got a killer interview this Saturday with Barry Chenault. Barry Chenault is a drummer from Los Angeles, an incredible R&B funk drummer that I knew, was friends with me and John Billings back in the Sunset Strip days. And he played with Parliament Funkadelic. He's played with the Gap Band. Plays with Rolls Royce now. He's an incredible drummer. I put some playing clips of him playing live, playing these amazing grooves, incredible chops. And then we do a whole hour-long interview talking about how we met, our experience. He jammed with some of our Sunset Strip guys back in the day, and how he carved out a career. He's a bus driver in, what beach is it? It's like Orange County or something like that. He is a bus driver, and he drove the Mothership. He learned Dennis Chambers drum parts off of a Parliament Funkadelic bootleg. He got a bootleg tape, a Parliament Funkadelic with Dennis Chambers on drums. Learned it top to bottom. Was in a rehearsal hall, saw a couple members of the band. Yeah, Newport Beach. That's it. And yeah, he played the Gap Band. Dude, he's a super nice guy. Family man, homeschools his kids. He is a stand-up citizen. Wait till you hear the story of how he won the first Guitar Center drum off. He won it, and he's a bus driver. He still drives the bus, but he also tours and plays with all these amazing R&B legacy acts. Super cool guy. That's going to air this Sunday at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But once it goes live, watch it this Sunday. Hour long. It's totally rated G, but it's an amazing story of manifesting and making something happen. And he's a monster musician. So, man, you guys are going to love Barry. Barry Chenault is just an amazing guy, amazing drummer. It's an incredible story of perseverance and talent and doing the right thing. So, man, yes, he's going to have, I told him that. I said, after we did the interview, he called me. I said, well, dude, you still driving the bus? He says, yeah. I said, well, dude, you're going to be able to retire and have an amazing pension. He said, oh, yeah. He said, I'm about to probably retire in a year or so. So, yeah, man, thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I'm going to head out. Barry Chenault, yeah, that interview is going to go live this Sunday at 8 a.m. Rockin' Dave here. So far, then hurricane is coming. Yes, please be safe in Fort Myers, Rockin' Dave. Please, that's one of the areas that's going to get hit. Rockin' D is so far so good. What was that? Big D just got my singer hooked on your channel. Thank you. What's funny is, so Barry Chenault has a band called Oleo, and he was talking to his guitar player in Oleo, and said, "Yeah, my friend Bad Brad." He goes, "Wait, you know that guy?" And he's like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Dude, I watch his YouTube channel." I thought, dude, that's awesome. So, yeah, everybody tune in. Stay tuned. Breakfast Club tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Probably go live again, maybe later, who knows. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and I'll see you all soon.